Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all having a great day and that you're all doing well. To start things off, I actually think this one is quite interesting that this has even been proposed. Vitalik Buterin, the creator of the Ethereum blockchain project, has proposed increasing user fees on the network for the purposes of supporting developers with sustainable funding. So what's been happening the last couple of years? Because the markets have been going down, a lot of cryptocurrency projects have not been able to fund their developers, or there hasn't been enough money to really go around. So it seems like a lot of other cryptocurrency projects are trying to figure out a way to not take money out of your pocket per se, at least not in a crazy way, in order to be able to pay the people who are actually developing the actual network. So it does make sense. A lot of people do have issues with this, but it does make a bit of sense as we continue to go through it. He said, I propose we consider supporting a community norm that client and wallet developers can and should charge a 1 Gwei or /gas fee for transactions sent through their wallet. Gas fee denominated in Gwei are payments made by the user to compensate for the computational energy required to process and validate transactions on the Ethereum blockchain, suggesting that a flat one-off payment of 1 Gwei, for instance, 1 cent, 1 US cent is equal to 73,000 Gwei. So 1 Gwei is 1/8 of a cent. Like, you wouldn't even take that into account when actually doing the transaction. For transactions sent to Ethereum wallets could collectively raise up to $2 million in a year. Buterin wrote, at the cost of only increasing average user gas by roughly 7%, it would raise up to $2 million per year in sustainable, non-institutionally biased, market-based funding for client wallet developers. For reference, that would cover all of the Ethereum Foundation's grants to date, with room to spare. So, like I said, part of the problem that we had, even though Ethereum has tons of backing behind it, I'm pretty sure that a lot of it has become a bit more constrained. This happened when Ethereum first came out as well. They had a very big problem when the market wasn't moving. This was many moons ago. The market just wasn't moving. They weren't doing too well, and they had actually announced that they were going to shut down the Ethereum project. I know it's kind of weird to even think of a world where we don't have Ethereum, but this was going to happen many years ago when they didn't have the funding. Luckily for them, the market started moving up, and then that was, you know, the entire discussion completely fell out of the air. So what they're trying to do now is to make sure, because I'm pretty sure what's been happening is that as prices have been falling, and therefore maybe there isn't as much money that's being allocated to the cryptocurrency or the Ethereum space, because when prices are going down, you typically don't have as many investors or people looking to futurely, it's not a word, line their pockets. So I assume a lot of the funding probably just isn't there. So this is why they say a non-institutionally biased, because if you have a major company who comes to you and they're like, yeah, I'll give you $10 million a year and all your developers will be perfectly fine, but you need to give me a 15% stake in the company, or give me 25% of this, they probably don't want that to happen. So this is what, and I understand that people don't like fees. I understand that people, to another extent, don't like transaction fees when it comes to cryptocurrencies. This is why a lot of other cryptos that are have free blockchains are becoming more popular, but this does make a bit more sense. I mean, it's not really going to hurt anyone's pocket to pay a tenth of one, like, unless you're doing, even if you were doing, it would come out to it like 700 transactions per second, and you would still only probably be paying 1 cent, as 1 cent is equal to 73,000, and they're asking for 1. It does make a bit more sense. Stressing that he wanted to encourage this fee as a norm, not a mandate, in the Ethereum ecosystem, Buterin explained that there's already a high degree of trust between users and their Ethereum wallets, given that a bad wallet could steal all of your money. Community responses thus far to Buterin's proposal have been mixed, with one user pointing out that the Bitcoin wallet Multibit had tried and failed to implement such a fee. He said users were not willing to pay for something that was previously free. No one would upgrade. This was tweeted by Ken Hodler, because, of course, eventually the fee was removed without a good way to pay for support and engineering. Development on the wallet stopped. I remember actually using Multibit. This was like the first pretty Bitcoin wallet that we actually had. I think times have changed. I think people hopefully should be a bit more understanding. Like, there's no mandate on this yet. Like, no one knows if this is actually going to happen. This won't really hurt anyone paying essentially 1/73,000th of a cent, if you kind of want to look at it that way, to be able to pay for the developers. Like, if you're really into the cryptocurrency project, you should maybe be willing to pay, even if it was just 1 cent for the actual gas payment, to be able to send your money back and forth or around the world at hyper quick speeds. Anyway, this debate is going to continuously go on. There have been other things who've been trying to implement stuff like this or who have spoken about this, but I think we're also going to see something like this similar for Ethereum as well. I want to say when, but now it's like a big if. They say they're going to. If they end up moving to the proof of stake model completely, this is why we have the proof of work, proof of stake model hybrid that they're talking about putting out, because one of the main arguments against proof of stake is that there won't be enough money for the miners, as they won't be able to really mine anymore because there's going to be staking pools, and therefore the integrity and the security of the network won't be as robust as it is right now when all the miners kind of unplug their computers or when they kind of go to another system. So it's kind of looking for, they were talking about like incentivized programs or like incentivized fees to be able to keep miners online. And this is why I think that we will probably have the proof of work, proof of stake hybrid model for quite some time, because you need miners to kind of keep the network. I mean, it's all different. There are obviously other ways. Like I mentioned before, crypto is so new that we know that there will eventually be other forms of mining or keeping networks safe. Like, it's not just running tens of thousands of computers. There are other ways. Like, we see that other networks that don't even have mining can be completely secure, or even things such like with the Tangle. Like, you validate other transactions to get yours validated. So there is a way to do it. Anyway, let's move on. Just talking about this, the NEM Foundation has released its plan for financial and organizational restructuring on March 8th. That's a couple days ago. The plan comes in the wake of news earlier this year that the foundation was running low on its native ZEM tokens. On the 20th of February, the foundation decided to release 210 million NEM, around $8.7 million from reserves. The first 25 million, or around $1 million, of which was used to set up processes and structures for a new product-focused, revenue-driven approach for the NEM Foundation. The new tokens will purportedly fund the NEM Foundation's efforts through February 2020, because why not? In addition to releasing new financing, the foundation will also examine certain roles at the company. That means they're going to be firing people. The NEM Foundation purportedly ran into financial difficulties due to redundant roles, inconsistent success metrics, little accountability for funds, and a questionable return on investment. Per Friday's announcement, the NEM Foundation will set up a transformation task force, amazing, to work on short-term goals, including the development of weekly and monthly reporting structures for employees, and a scorecard for grading employee performance, which means that they're going to be a lot more diligent. If you don't do your job, you're going to get fired, and they're already looking for people to fire. I hope that this comes as an actual lesson. And I don't mean this in like a mean way at all. I mean like in a really honest way, as a lesson for all the cryptocurrency projects out there who thought that they would be able to ride the bull market into the sun. The fact that we've had this bear market for a very long time has shown to me and to many other players in the game who exactly are, when you do well in a bear market, and I mean really well, you do incredibly well during a bull run. And a lot of cryptocurrency projects, they thought for some reason as they ran up in price during 2017 that the good times would never end. 2018 has shown them that they need to kind of get it together, because if we do have a bear market for another 3, 4, 5 months, we're going to have a lot more coins we're going to be talking about that they're going to be shutting down. Hopefully that does not happen. I don't hold in the NEM or ZEM myself, but I know a lot of other people actually like the project. Yeah, not really much more to say about that except for I feel like, I hope that because of all of these restructurings, if you kind of want to say that, that people are hiring people who actually know how to deal with finances properly. So many people were just hiring tons of people that actually had no need to be hired. I feel like a lot of people also bet too heavily on crypto never going down in price. And this is why I mean, why not? I was watching something, this was years ago, and they were talking about if you have a business, make sure that you have other funding, like revenue streams that don't come directly from that business. So should that business start suffering, all your money isn't kind of in there. Like, you should have other backup or contingency plans. And this is why I think it's kind of weird that so many other cryptocurrency projects had 10, 40, $50 million in funding, and they didn't even, I mean, it's something as simple as like buying dividend stocks in like another major company so that you still have some type of a flow should crypto not do too well. Buying your own office so that you don't have to pay rent to someone. Like, it's a whole bunch of really weird things, and I mean, I'm not part of these projects, so I can't really say for certain, but always diversification is key. And when you do start building up more it's not called a money flow, like revenue streams, make sure that they're not based all on the same thing, because you'll run into problems like this. Alrighty, let's move on. Next up, mobile finance app known as Revolut has launched a new feature allowing users to auto-exchange cash and cryptocurrencies. The firm announced on Tuesday that its over 4 million users can now automatically exchange, say, US dollars to Bitcoin or Ether to XRP based on a preset target rate. Fiat to fiat exchanges are also possible. Once a target rate is set in the app, either above or below current rates, Revolut said the exchange will trigger once the target has been reached. It warns, though, that the achieved rate could be slightly different from the target due to the exchange rate fluctuations. They said if the rate never hits your target, no currencies will be exchanged. With the move, the app has effectively added the trade trigger feature available on most professional trading platforms, rather than offering simply a buying and selling service at the current market or platform rate. I think they're just trying to be a bit more competitive. They say that, you know, you can the limitation that they have seems to be that you can only exchange up to around 10,000 euros or around 11,000 US dollars per day. I feel like if you're doing any heavier trading than that, you probably should not be using an app on your phone. Just in my opinion. There's also a cap of 30 auto exchanges per day. Like I said, if you plan on doing any more than that, if you're doing like heavy day trading, maybe just use like the Binance or Kraken website. Seems like it would be a bit better. Yeah, a lot of people are kind of, I mean, really excited about this. I mean, when you're the first to do something like this, it's kind of cool. I'm pretty sure everyone else is going to also mimic it. It does just seem logical as well that you would, or one would, should be able to do this from their actual app to be able to have the auto exchange feature. Kind of nice that they added it, kind of cool. It's making the rounds. Everyone seems to think that this is like one of the coolest things in the entire world. Then, yeah, let's move on. So this actually happened yesterday. Completely missed this. Monero, the 13th largest crypto in the market, actually had a hard fork. It was scheduled at the 1.7 million block, because why not? Okay, yeah, okay, target right there. Nope. That's still right. I was definitely, yeah, there's a comma missing there. According to the main Reddit thread, the hard fork is going to introduce 4 changes. The upgrade is going to bring some changes to the dynamic block size algorithm in order to fix bug bang big bang attack. That sounds like a spam bloating attack, and ensure scaling in the short term and long term. Here's the actual thing from their GitHub that they're planning on doing. The second update concerns Monero's network's mining algorithm, which is said to bring down ASIC mining. The team stated, second, a third proof-of-work tweak, Kryptonite R, to curb ASICs currently present on the network and further preserve ASIC resistance. As a result, miners will have to update their miners as well. And there was another one. The third update via this hard fork will be a dummy encrypted payment ID, which will be added to each transaction. This update aims at improving transaction homogeneity. Yeah. The fourth update would simplify amount commits by shrinking. Why can't I read these simple words? By shrinking the size of amount encoding and using deterministic masks. Like, it's really funny. Like, I can say deterministic, but I can't say like amount. I'm like amount. Anyway, this happened relatively silently. Sorry if you heard that. That was my phone. Let me actually put that on mute. Give me 1 second. Don't judge me. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. Supposed to go to the movies, and I'm making videos as opposed to writing people back. Not that you need to know that. Anyway, Monero had a relatively silent hard fork without any people coming forward talking about that they believed in Monero Cash and created a new coin. So very nice to hear that they upgraded. Monero's not really ever in the news, but nice to hear that they're still forking. Yeah, let's move on. to kind of finish things up, we have a really weird, I'll say this the nicest way, a very weird blockchain size contest going on, if you will. Ethereum apparently has the most developers working on its base protocol of all cryptocurrencies, not counting community project developers, according to a report by crypto asset management firm Electric Capital. The report was published in a Medium post on the 7th of March. Per the post, the company fingerprinted over 20,000 code repositories and 16 million commits to obtain data, which reveals that on average 216 developers contribute code to Ethereum repositories every month. The company also specifies that this data is undercounting the number of Ethereum developers, since we do not include ecosystem profiles like Truffle. Bitcoin, the largest of all cryptocurrencies by market cap, has a healthy developer base as well, averaging over 50 developers per month. The report specifies that this data does not include ecosystem projects. And then they also talk about how many, the data also reveals that platforms such as EOS, Tron, and Cardano all have over 25 monthly core protocol developers on average. I'm hearing a lot of this in podcasts as well. I don't know. I feel like people have run out of things to brag about for their cryptocurrencies. It's no longer my coin has the longest blockchain, is faster, is cooler, is quicker, has the most dApps or apps, or is more decentralized. It's now I have more people working on my project than you do. I've seen actual arguments about this online. It's the weirdest thing in the entire world. Apparently, this is mega news that I think it's meant to show the superiority of Ethereum over Bitcoin, and Ethereum to another extent over the Ethereum killers, as they are sometimes not often referred to. But yeah, I mean, you can have as many developers as you want. If your price isn't going up, it doesn't really matter to a lot of people. Anyway, that is definitely going to do it for this video. Very awkward end. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great evening, a great afternoon, a great blah, blah, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's absolutely fantastic. My phone is lighting up like crazy. As always, an incredibly special thank you to all of you Patreon supporters. They are Vlad the Impaler, Gil, Boa Snake, Rai, Brady Niels, L. Doug, Arthur Yaku, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Nick Mangialavorti, Travis Haynes, Yasha Harari, Anthony Charles, Nick Kanaya, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Wise Night Owl, Joey Carafa, Crypto Joe, Jim Gardner, Jared Schneider, Jeremy Fox, Amy Starsheen, Richie Rich III, Jeffrey Ramsey, Cody, Carl Birchenoff, Paxis. I couldn't do it. I was so close. All in one breath. Paxis, Jeffrey Dam, and Nicholas, One Earth, One Peace, One Love. Amazing name. Thank you all an incredible amount for your generosity. I'm going to do it one day. I'm going to definitely be able to do that all in one breath. I just have to prepare myself before that. Lightheaded now. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.